Now we head to China's Jingdezhen, which has earned itself the name porcelain capital due to its ceramic making culture that dates back thousands of years. I was in Jingdezhen a few years back and I met many apprentices from around the world as they traveled to this very city to learn about this traditional craft. Surrounded by old kilns in every corner and renowned for firing up porcelains for the imperial families in ancient China, its reputation remains unbudged. Now in our Inheritors of Intangible Cultural Heritage series, our reporter Chi Jie meets with a young inheritor who shares the same ambition as her father. They hope to preserve the finest china in China by inserting a touch of modern thinking. Let's hear their story.
These red walls once separated the haves and have-nots, those who scraped the bottom of the barrel and those who dined on the finest china, such as those from the Imperial Kiln. Today, these walls are simply a reminder of the exceptional craftsmanship of those imperial porcelains, now found in places you least expected in everyday life. Almost. Credit goes to the new generation of inheritors of the craftsmanship of the Imperial Kiln, or Yuyao in Chinese. In the very center of Beijing is a Yuyao-themed hot pot restaurant called Wending Fu. There, I met one of the artisans behind these exquisite works. 34-year-old Xiang Yingzi is the second-generation inheritor of Yuyao. She explained the stories behind each work that graces the restaurant.
说到人物，这边有个人物的绘画。这个其实是乾隆时期的一幅这个中国画的作品，是一个宫廷画师丁冠鹏画的。从这幅画上面，我们就可以看出来他对陶瓷的喜爱程度。你看他这里琳琅满目的瓷器，然后我们是把这个国画的这种形式画到了瓷板上。对，其实难度还是很大的。对，因为瓷器不是所见即所得，通过一个烧成以后，它会发生一些色彩的变化。康雍乾盛世的时候，御窑厂就是最巅峰的时刻，因为国运也影响了瓷运嘛，再加上皇帝的喜爱，所以那时候他们可能更多的真的是会亲力亲为的去参与到设计当中。所以我们现在看到的都是当初古代时候最时尚的东西。
Power and wealth made emperors the undisputed influencers of their time. Evidence of the highest level of porcelain making across China is in the very heart of the old city in Jingdezhen. The Imperial Kiln factory was built during the Ming Dynasty some 650 years ago. Back then, its products were transported directly from the porcelain capital to the imperial capital, the Forbidden City. But the enormous complexity of the imperial kiln system led to its near extinction as times changed. Its fortunes fell with that of the dynasties. Then, in the early 1980s, a young man in the old city decided to resurrect the Imperial Kiln porcelain making techniques. Xiang Yingzi's father, Xiang Yuanhua, went on to establish his own brand, Yuanhua Town, after over 3 decades of research and experiments. Xiang Yingzi says she's deeply influenced by her father's strong sense of mission.
就是在你去恢复过去的经典的记忆的时候，那这个你就是有一个高标准在那，你必须去跟他回到他以前的这个状态，不管他是好是坏，他甚至是有了缺陷，那我们也要去把它恢复出来，所以是非常艰难的。所以我是看到我父亲这样坚韧的这种毅力。
Yuanhua Town has not only become the most popular brand of Chinese imperial art porcelain, it has also led Chinese porcelain manufacturing into a new era with its exquisite workmanship and extensive, profound brand building. The imperial kilns of the Ming and Qing dynasties are gone, but there's Yuanhua Town to continue the legacy. Xiang Yuanhua is confident Chinese craftsmanship can hold its own against that of Western products, particularly in European countries, which also have over 300 years of manufacturing history.
当然，这个也不是说我们这个老功劳躺在这个功劳簿上的这么一个观点。所以，西方工业文明以后，我们这个工业化进程，我们确实是很落后。但是，实际上，技艺手工艺术的这个陶瓷和工业化的，它不可以相提并论的。按照我的观点呢，这个工业化能解决品质问题，它很难解决品味问题。也就是说，印刷的这个书法，它是没有灵魂的，它是不可以给书法家用毛笔写出来的书法艺术是没有办法相提并论的，对吧？所以我们这个瓷器也是。
Experts agree with an even more comprehensive and objective perspective. Xie Xiaoquan is a veteran researcher and calligrapher now at the China National Academy of Painting. Previously, he worked at the collection department of the National Museum of Chinese History and the National Museum for nearly 30 years. Xie has also published many professional guidebooks on Chinese porcelain and Chinese calligraphy, including the white and blue porcelain in the transitional period. He says further improvement of the world ceramic culture lies in the differing contributions of the East and the West.
中国是昌宁瓷器的国家，中国有如此丰富的那种矿产，如此丰富的天然矿物原料，如此丰富的这个技法的这种传承。那么它的发展是一个丰富而完备的一个物质文化体系，所以在这个体系上一定能长出这种高度领先的这种文化产品。这个毫无疑问，中国瓷器实际上也是随着这个丝绸之路往西方在传，到德国、到丹麦、到英国、到法国，他们的瓷器实际上在利用它的工业技术，在它的陶瓷工艺上，应该说在某些方面是要超过中国的。比如说它的成色技术啊，胎的成型啊，胎的含铅量啊，瓷器这种它含铅量一定要很低，它要讲究环保。那我们也没必要自卑，互相都应该有自信，但是也要谦虚，要学习对方的长处。这个我觉得才能共同把这个陶瓷文化推到一个高度。
So far, the father and daughter team has already worked together for over 10 years with a lot to show for it. Some of their works have been permanently collected by the Shanghai World Expo and the Westlake Art Expo. And this set of porcelain reproduction for state banquets during the 1950s now serves diners in another chain restaurant in the capital. The lighting is flawless, the hot pots are sizzling, and the diners here wallow in the finest china ever produced. But I'm not quite sure whether they'd actually take notice of these incredible works of art that surround them. After all, they're here for dinner. Fresh ingredients and the range of imperial quality tableware perfectly exemplify food for the body and the beautiful white and blue tableware for the eye and the soul. 记者 CGTN 北京。